Hey there everybody, it's Chaos back again. This is part 2 of my multi-part Hammer the Ancients build showcase. So today what I'm going to show you, or well, yeah, if you're watching this on the same day just from a little while ago, is going to be the legacy gear that I have. Now I have been given a different weapon from what I've previously used in my last couple of weeks here because I've evolved the build to be a lot more efficient. And this build actually haven't changed. I just found out that I didn't need the extra reduction from the Scorn that I was using. So I've upgraded my Scorn. And the Scorn was one of the pieces that I hated the most in the build because I get my DPS a lot due to the fact that I picked a pretty low DPS Scorn just for the testing purpose. Preparing for ROS because I wanted the weapon to be the one piece that could scale with ROS, even with the legacy gear. So I've achieved that with this build purely for the fact that I no longer have reduction on the Scorn. So let me just blast through these really quick, but I'm gonna hover this over for just a little second here because one of my clanmates have lent me this Scorn, and this is by far like the most beastly kind of Scorn that you can get. And some of you out there may go, "Well, I've seen higher DPS," but this is the thing. This Scorn here has no increased attack speed. For me, that's a godsend because I don't want that. And literally, like the 1509 is huge, and it's 189 increased damage as well. This is perfect damage percentage, one of the most beastly Scorns. So what you're about to see with this build is going to be a super optimized weapon for this build. Other pieces could improve a little bit, but this is a super optimized weapon. So damage numbers are inflated because there's probably little chance that you get a weapon like this, right? So I'm just going to scroll through that and these guys as well. Some of the gear you've already seen in my last video. Now, there's a few different ways that I built this. And if you saw the last video, I could go with Call of the Ancients as well with this build. I lose quite a bit of DPS though, and sometimes I would rather have DPS than do anything else. Now the build, I've changed two things. From the last video, I had Threatening Shout, but I like Ancient Spear. It's more of an active tool. It doubles as a range skill as well, and I'll talk more about that after the end of the video. And then I have Overpower Momentum, just as it says, is to give me momentum. And then basically I still have, everything else the same. So everything stays the same. My Paragon points, basically everything stayed the same except for the offense tab. The offense tab I took out obviously from attack speed because in my legacy gear set, I don't have the Call of the Ancients on this build, but this is my max DPS build. And I took out the attack speed for critical hit damage, of course, and then critical hit chance. And I already explained why this is not as good as crit damage because this is a bad ratio compared to just purely on Fury. Of course, you're sharing Fury with movement speed, but regardless of which, it's still a bad place to put points in, and I still heavily believe that. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to go to Leorix. Oh, pre-buff numbers right over here. Post-buff numbers. And of course, I'm still using regen, so I'm not adding any more on resistance, as I think my resistances are pretty decent already. And life pool, 86k, okay? So even lower than before. But my goal is to stay under 100, and we got a pack right here already, so you saw there, white mobs disintegrated. Now, I do not have as much mitigation as with Threatening Shout, so I do have to kite a little bit, but you can see the mobs just literally melt a lot quicker with the setup. And if I could pull them like that, it'll be even better. Now with yellow mobs, it's a little bit harder to pull than if they were blue, and they do hit a little bit harder. And my charge never came out. Yellow mobs do hit a little bit harder than what you get out of blue mobs, and they're harder to pull. So let me actually get charged up here. But I play this for maximum DPS, not so much for survival. And with the setup here, you can do actually certain blue mobs really quickly. It's just that with yellows, there's really no good ways for Barbs currently to actually fight single targets any better. Because Brawler, we're all dependent on that as a Barb. So that's one mob. I'm just going to show another mob because this kills them usually pretty quickly. And I was pushing charge at first and it never came out. That's why I stood there and died. Let's go through this really quick. And with this, I don't mind showing you the white kills or the white mob kills because they literally melt and die in a matter of seconds. So that's legacy power for you there. That weapon is just redonkulous. So okay, we got another yellow mob, and this guy's got mortars. So mortar's a pain because I need the distance to generate the pulls, and without the distance, it's really hard for me to get the extra damage from my strong arm. Just like that there.
Not ready yet.
But you can see 120 mil HP, and that's basically done. And I got rewarded. I think that's accumulator. So that's the high DPS version of my build. Like I said, I do this just when I want to go ahead and go reckless and kill things really quick. And if they were a little bit easier mobs, they would go down actually quicker. So what I've done with this is basically sacrifice, threatening shell for harpoon for the extra damage because I've gone with the strong arm bracers. I could have easily gone with the fire bracers that I had in the other video and kept the threatening shout and actually be more effective overall. I like the gameplay of this a little bit more though. I like the CC because in a group, whenever we play like multiplayer, the CC helps everybody else to just target everything like a Cyclone Monk would be. If a Cyclone Monk was in the group, I would go with a different build. So basically with this, there's not much that's changed. In fact, let's do this. Let's ding this because this is our reward for watching me die earlier. And it's not accumulator, but whatever. This is a piece of crap, so we will salvage that later. And the skills wise, once again, I mean, everything stayed the same momentum. As you can see there, what happens is when I pull things in, 1, 2, and then 3 as a combo, you can kill trash mobs really quickly with the setup, even on T6. So this is my maximum DPS combo, once again, and this is more of a potions field combo because you do get a lot more damage, and you can see the difference when I was running the 2.0 set, how much safer it is with just having threatening shout in there, and of course the extra 99 life per fury spent that you get on the weapon versus this setup. And of course I lost a little bit of life, but my overall toughness is right around the same ballpark. It's 1.2 mil. So this is once again a little bit more risque, but I'm going to show you guys in a part 3, and the part 3 is going to be me using the COTA guys in with the legacy SOJ and this legacy score. Okay, so I'll see you in the third video. Thank you very much. Bye bye.